Afternoon all, Coach Russ here from The Right Coach, and hope you're doing well today. Today's subject, if you like, for want of a better word, is all about food. And let me explain first of all why I'm going to talk about food, and in particular my food diary. Not that my food diary is anything special, but it will give you some clues and hints and tips as to what others eat. This may not be the way you choose to eat. If you've got a coach, you've got someone who helps you, they may tell you other things. But this is really more about me. But I want to frame it first, if you like, and explain to you something. So when someone comes to us and says they want to get help with their nutrition, with their food, and they want a meal plan, they want to be told what to eat. And I sort of understand that, because it takes the thinking out of it, it takes the worry out of it, and it takes the, am I doing the wrong thing out of it? However, if I was to give someone a food plan and said, right, eat this way for the next 7 days, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is, there's a couple of things that will happen. The first thing that happens is I may give that person foods they don't like to eat. So I may say chicken, broccoli and rice for lunch every day. Now there's issues with that. They may not like chicken, broccoli or rice. They may not want to have it the same every day. And I'm in control. And as long as I'm in control of my client's food diary, food plan, they will never have control themselves. And this has to be about you as the person looking to lose weight, to have control, how to learn yourself. You've heard that saying, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish, and he'll eat for the rest of his life. Well, at The Right Coach, we teach you how to fish. You see, we're not dietitians. We aren't legally allowed to tell you what to eat, when to eat it. But what we can do is make suggestions. What we can do is give you a framework and an understanding of how you can hit your goals. That could be maintain, that could be lose weight, that could be add weight, that could be any number of things. And we can give you a framework that works with it. So rather than chicken, broccoli and fish, what we can say is have a protein, have some carbs, have some veg for a set meal. And how much protein and how many carbs and veg and what relationships and what ratios you have them in is important. But how you make that up has got to be down to you. Only you can decide what you like to eat. You see, if you are desperate to have a piece of cake every day, we can fit that into your diet, dependent on your goals. But it's never something I'll plan for someone. I wouldn't force cake upon someone, nor would I force chicken on someone, nor would I force potatoes on someone. So it has to be very much down to you. So food is really key. It's a marker for how someone likes to eat, but it's also a marker that can have a negative effect. If you don't like to eat in a certain way and your coach, your PT, or whoever tells you to eat in a certain way, you're not going to maintain it for long. However, if you are the person in control of your food diary, there's a very good chance you're going to stick to it, as long as we can make that achievable. So I hope that sort of makes sense. So let me give you an example of a perfect day of food for me. Now, bear in mind, everything I tell my clients is something I've either done before or I'm still practicing. Because there's no two ways about it. I'm not a fitness model. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not someone with 0% body fat. In fact, just on a side note, I was watching a Sylvester Stallone interview yesterday, and he talks about this best shape of his life. The best shape of his life was when he did Rocky 3, and he got down to 2.9% body fat. And he said he hated it. He hated the process. He hated having to maintain it. It wasn't easy. It was ridiculously hard. So when we have these ideas of what body fat is and what we should be and how we get there, if he has to work hard for something, then so do we. So I'm not a Sylvester Stallone. I don't yearn to have 2.9% body fat. What I do yearn for is health and fitness and maintaining that. So 80% of the time, I will eat what I consider to be a good diet. And let me just break that down for you. So breakfast, for example, would be, I tend to work out first thing in the morning. So breakfast for me post-workout would be some protein and a bit of fruit. Fruit's a bit carby, but it's also sweet, so giving that nice sweet lift. I've got a sweet fruit tooth, but it breaks up the protein. So I have Greek yogurt, 0% fat, and I throw some blueberries. And I quite happily have that 4 or 5 days a week. I don't get bored of it. I enjoy it. and I'm getting protein in straight away. And protein is the key to any sort of long-term goal, whether it's lose weight, put on weight, maintain, build muscle, lose fat. Protein is the key. So I follow that up with a lunch. That's usually about 11 o'clock I have my breakfast, because after a morning workout, by the time I get around to eating, I have a couple of black coffees. So my breakfast isn't usually till 11, sometimes 12 o'clock. So if we look at now, for example, now it's 2:30 nearly, and I haven't had lunch yet. So my lunch comes around about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock on average. And for lunch, I keep it simple. I've mentioned chicken, broccoli and rice. I happen to really enjoy it. So I'll roast some chicken, and I'll have that and reheat it. If I want it reheated, I'll have it cold. I'll have some broccoli, I'll have some Brussels, which I love, and a bit of rice. Especially on a workout day, I want to actually get some carbs into me if I've just been working out. So that's something I'll have quite frequently as well. So you see it's the macronutrients I'm talking about now. It's protein, carbohydrates, and veg. Don't worry about the fats, they'll just come from your foods naturally. But your proteins and carbohydrates I sort of account for. And then come the evening, if I haven't worked out that day, I won't have any carbs because I won't be able to utilise them. I won't be able to use them up for energy. But the evening I'll have protein and some veg. And it could be white fish, it could be chicken again, it could be some red meat, although not so much of it because it's a little bit fatty and I don't want too much extra fat in my diet because I carry fat while I add to it. And then pretty much guarantee the evening I'll have what is something sweet. And that usually takes the form of an ice cream. Buy these little mini Magnum type things from Aldi, and they're 150-ish calories, so they're quite low. They're small, but it's enough to give you that, I've worked hard today, I deserve to eat what I want to eat. And therefore, that's what I'll have. I'll have that little ice cream, or I'll have a couple of biscuits, or I'll have a piece of chocolate, or I'll have some, what else do I have? A piece of bread. I know it's weird, but at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm a bit peckish perhaps, or I just fancy something, I'll just have some bread with butter on it, because I love bread, quality bread. So I'm allowing myself to have things which I really enjoy. I enjoy my food throughout the day, and I've got in the habit of eating it. But I really enjoy those things which perhaps other people would say you shouldn't have. I may have a glass of wine. If it fits within my allowance for the day, and bear in mind I'm working off calories generally, then have it. There's no such thing as bad food, just bad quantities. Bear that in mind, there's no such thing as bad food, just bad quantities. So that's my day, and most of my days are similar. I don't have special treats at the weekend. I don't believe in treats. I'll eat the same throughout the week, 7 days a week. And then sometimes I'll have really, in inverted commas, bad days where I just have what I want, no matter what. But I allow for it, and I allow myself to do that because that's what's good for me, and that's what keeps me going long term. I have to eat like this for the rest of my life if I want to maintain my health. So therefore I have to find ways of doing what I want when I want as well. So you actually can see when a client comes to work for us, and have that sort of framework to work within. And it depends where they are on the journey. Sometimes they'll start with us and have to be really strict just to get them moving again. Bear in mind, I've been doing this for a number of years now, eating this way, so I don't have to be super strict all the time. But sometimes when a client's got 4, 5, 6 stone to lose, you've got to go in hard. You can't be having chocolate and cakes and bread and butter like I am, because you've got way too much to lose. So, but we give a framework, and a framework is always to be around potentially calories, but definitely around proteins, fats, and carbs. And veggies isn't a macronutrient, but you need veggies as well. And veggie has macronutrients in it, it has carbs in it, for example. But if you get your macronutrients right, everything else falls into place. So that's the framework we give you. We don't tell you to eat certain foods, i.e. just chicken or just fish or just broccoli, but we tell you what macronutrients to have, and you design your own food plan within those macronutrients. And then you'll find long term, that's when you'll see results. So I hope that helped today. It gives you a little bit of insight to how I eat, and therefore how my clients tend to eat, and an insight to how this can actually work for you long term. If you need some more hard and fast figures behind that, and you want some help designing your plan, you've got to set up a call with me. We'll work a plan out for you, and we'll get you started. I hope that helps. I'll speak to you soon. Coach Russ, out.